Hi everyone. I just wanted to go over this week's assignment for Pre-5X. Last week we talked about prioritizing and time management. And this week we're going to build off of that and talk a little bit more about setting goals. So if you scroll down on this assignment, we're going to do a little bit of a review. I had you guys learn about the jar metaphor for time with rocks, pebbles, and sand. So you're just going to tell me a little bit about what you remember. You might have to go back and watch the video again if you're not sure what all of this means. Then you're going to read this little quote, and it's all about substituting. Instead of saying, I don't have time for something, you can say it's not a priority and then see how it feels. And so you can take a look at my example, and then you're going to come up with 3 of your own examples for things that you know in your gut you should do, but you're not. So I don't blank because it's not a priority, instead of saying I don't have time for something. And then you're going to kind of see how that feels. Okay, when you scroll down, to set goals, we have to identify some of our priorities that we want to set goals around. So last week you identified some rock or pebble priorities for yourselves, such as school, reading, spending time with family, cooking. What are 3 areas, 3 priorities that you have that you don't feel like you're really treating as priorities that you want to get better with? And so that's what you're going to write in these 3 boxes. Then when you scroll further down, you're actually going to be very specific about those. Like for each of those priorities, how do you want to improve that part of your life and what do you want to accomplish? And you can read my example in yellow for that. So then you'll have 3 of those. Okay. And then we're going to pause on that for just a minute, and we're going to do something called the impossible list. It's similar to a bucket list, but not quite. So if you read this little blurb, it'll tell you what the difference is between the impossible list and a bucket list. You're really going to use this link to take a look at examples to come up with your own impossible list. So this is a place where you'll do that. You'll come up with your categories. A couple of them I did for you. You'll fill this chart out with 9 categories and then 3 goals for each one. And again, my example is right on this chart if you need to see it. And then we're going to create a goal ladder. So you can read this blurb with the directions on it, but essentially I'll just do a little summary. But you're going to come up with, you're going to write in one of your rock or pebble goals, and that's going to come from this chart right here. So you're going to pick one of those, and you're going to pick one goal that you have in your impossible list. And then you're going to come up with small little steps that it would take to reach that goal. So you're basically creating a ladder that works upwards. And they have an example there with wanting to learn how to play the piano. It starts with talking to others about the first keyboard to start with, and it goes all the way to 6 months of lessons and choosing a song as a goal to play. So you're going to do that for yourself. Last week we talked a lot about self-discipline, and this is what it takes to reach a goal, identifying small action steps and then leading up to your bigger goal. All right, if you have questions at the very top of this page, I'm always live Monday and Wednesdays from 9 to 9:30, or you can text me as well. Bye, guys.